TCI Channel 63 presents the TCI Sports High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Tonight from Clawson High School, it's the Avondale Yellow Jackets taking on the Clawson Trojans. Hello everyone, Dave Zorn along with Joe Abramson here at Clawson High School, where tonight, Joe, we see a Yellow Jacket team trying to get some revenge. They lost by 10 points last time to the Trojans.
Yeah, they lost by 10, but it was really a much closer game than that. One of those situations where you're fouling the Trojans at the end, and in that game the Trojans made their free throws and that preserved the victory. First time we saw the Trojans against Southlake, they won in spite of horrendous foul shooting, so we'll have to see which team shows up, at least in terms of foul shooting tonight. That'll probably be the difference for them.
Let's talk about the key player for the Yellow Jackets, and that is number 21, their guard so far.
Yeah, Jason Coburn, he's a senior guard, the number 6 scorer in all of Oakland County, the leading three-point shooter in all of Oakland County. He's going to be their main man as far as scoring goes. Clawson's going to try and shut him down, but they've got to watch the rest of the Yellow Jackets as well, especially with freshman Jamel Gooding coming off the bench.
Okay, on the other side, the Clawson Trojans, they have a team that we've seen here before. They have more of a rough team, and they're going to be muscling under the boards a little bit.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to play a little tougher defense, start out in man-to-man, work real hard, get the steals, create some turnovers, and not commit too many themselves because they don't have the quickness to keep up with Avondale. Chris Gardner, their key player, 9 of the team's 11 points that they scored in an overtime victory last week against Lampier. He had 9 of the 11, leading them to victory, averaging over 14 points a game this year. He's going to be the main man tonight for them, but again, with them, it's really more of a team effort, but the senior leadership must be there.
Okay, a great rivalry, and we'll have the tip-off right after these messages. Stay with us.
Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Clawson High School here in Clawson, Michigan for the contest between the Avondale Yellow Jackets and the Clawson Trojans. The Yellow Jackets 8-4 in the conference, 11-7 overall. The Trojans 10-2 and 15-3 overall, in a very important game for these two teams. Actually, revenge game for the Yellow Jackets, as we mentioned, too.
Revenge for the Yellow Jackets, and for Clawson, you see Sam Whitmore, the longtime head coach of Avondale. For Clawson, they're tied with Centerline at 10-2 in the league for first place, although the 2 losses are to Centerline. Coach John Maloney will be happy to at least get the tie for the league lead if they can win tonight and win Friday. And who knows, maybe if Centerline can get upset one of these last 2 games, they can win the league outright.
So a very important game for these two teams. Here are the starters: Anderson, Lawrence, Doman, Wilson, and Coburn, as they were given to us for Avondale. Sheminsky, Gardner, Francis, Babich, and Selden for Clawson.
And once again, watch coming off the bench, probably pretty early, a freshman for Avondale, number 41. See our officials tonight. Watch for freshman Jamel Gooding to be maybe the main man for them, really be at least a surprise.
Clawson Trojans come up empty-handed their first trip down. Here come the Yellow Jackets. There's Coburn. Jason Coburn making things happen, finds an open man, and he hits from outside is Brian Doman, the 6'7" senior.
6'7", 243 pounds. I don't know if there's too many guys are going to be able to match up with him size-wise.
Francis is a battler. He'll be tough inside. Trojans on the attack from outside. A fadeaway and a good hit there for number 45 for the Trojans.
Eric Hayes, a little last-minute switch in the lineup, I guess.
There is. Eric Hayes is in there.
We were worried about Avondale making a switch in their starting lineup.
Yep.
And,
from outside, way off, the Yellow Jackets.
Well,
come up empty-handed. Still a tie game, 2-2, 6:45 left in the first.
Yeah, it's not what I expected to see on Coburn's first attempt. Probably ought to roll the socks down. They probably threw the shot off.
Makes a move. No, air ball, and here come the Yellow Jackets. With the body, and we've got a foul on the Trojans. Jason Wilson with the shot, and he'll go to the line. A shooting foul here, Joe.
You see him just couldn't. Jerry Selden could not get in position. Close, but Wilson's already on his way to making that move. You can't just come in and sneak under him while he's in the air. It gives him the 2 shots at the line.
Jason Wilson, the senior, 5'10".
I'll tell you one thing. I was looking at Doman, 6'7", matched up against Francis, who's listed as 6'3". One of those is wrong, because those 2 guys are standing next to each other right now, and they're maybe an inch apart in size. So maybe that 6'7" height, apparent height advantage isn't quite what we thought it would be. In fact, you can see them right here. They're almost the same size.
And Wilson makes them both, and it's a 2-point lead now for the Yellow Jackets. Clawson coming down. Jerry Selden, the senior. In fact, an all-senior starting lineup for the Trojans. Listed as starters from outside. Chris Gardner for 3, and it's a 5-4 lead now for the Trojans.
Yeah, the first 3-point comes from Gardner rather than Coburn.
Coburn driving in the paint, puts it up, it's short, and Babbage gets the rebound. Babbage pushes it up court quickly and looks for an opening. Gardner, baseline, back out, way across court to Selden. Selden trying to drive, nothing there. And is forced to pass.
Yeah, Selden had an open 3-pointer and didn't want to take it. Those skip passes will get you open jump shots if you want them.
Trojans playing a much better offense than we saw earlier in the year against Southland.
Well, you play up and down to your competition sometimes. From what I understand, it's been something they've tended to do this year.
Clawson on the run, Babbage for 2.
That is just perfect transition. Everybody made the right pass, and they were able to finish the play up very crisply.
Wilson now over to Coburn. And a reaching in foul called on number 45, Eric Hayes. 5:09 left in the first quarter, 7-4. Clawson up. And Coburn to inbound. Goes up top to Wilson. Ball knocked away by Babbage. And the Yellow Jackets control the ball again. 5:03 left.
You watch a lot of the NBA. Coburn, the high socks, looks a little like Elliot Perry, Phoenix Suns backup point guard. Probably the only guy left that wears them that high.
I think it's coming back.
I hope not.
I think some players are coming back from way outside. Wilson gets the rebound, tough inside, and got the shot off and picks up the foul. Looks like it's on Francis, number 33.
That's impressive, just to get that shot up towards the rim.
Let's take a look. Initial shot from Wilson outside.
Just watch him follow and get inside after the tip. And this guy's, I don't even know what they have him listed at, 5'10", and that, again, I think that's stretching it too. I think you can take an inch off all the Avondale guys' heights. That's hard to get that shot up in all those trees.
Saw Francis's first foul. And here, Wilson missing here. He is 2 of 3 from the line, and that is something that hurt Avondale in the first game. Free throws.
Well, it wasn't so much that it hurt them; it saved Clawson. Avondale didn't, they were fouling at the end, and Clawson made them. When you're trying to foul a team and force them to miss. But what we had seen when we saw Clawson was a team that couldn't make free throws at all, but won because they were playing a 3 and 15 team, I believe, in Southlake. But yeah, Avondale's got it. You got to put the ball in the hole. If you lost on your own court, you can't afford to miss easy, free throw opportunities on the other guy's court.
Wilson missed them both. Had a chance to pull it one, and we got a foul on the other end of the court. And this one's on Coburn.
We'll have to see if this will get him to the line or not. And I think I don't think I would give him a call. I see John Maloney looking on. But Babbage took him to the hole. And in the NBA, maybe even in college, you get that call to the line. Here, they just get to take it out.
Clawson Clawson back in play now. The Trojans hitting a 3, and that has given them the lead right now, 7-4. Francis back outside to Selden. Selden looking inside, then goes back out up top to Babbage. Babbage drives, gets it knocked away, and here come the Yellow Jackets on the move.
Good play by Adam Anderson to knock it loose.
From outside, Wilson can't hit.
So far, they haven't been able to find the range outside at all. I think their best shot was by the big guy.
Gardner drives, puts it up and in. Chris Gardner looking good on that one.
Running one-handed.
He's pretty smooth for a big guy. He impressed me last time, and in fact last year when we saw this team.
Yeah, it's a good all-around athlete. And doesn't, in spite of that, sometimes you get guys that are that good and that quick that'll do a lot of crazy stuff. He doesn't seem to do that. He plays within himself.
There's Coburn hitting his first from outside.
Yeah, about 2 feet inside the three-point line, but that might be smart. Let him get his range a little bit, get into the flow, and then start backing up.
3-point game. Babbage trying to drive, puts it up. It's short. Rebound. Francis keeps it in. Ball goes out, and it's still Clawson ball. Ref says it went off the foot of Brian Doman.
And give that guy 45, Eric Hayes, a little credit for knocking it off of him.
Babbage inside. Good move there by Hayes. Puts it up and nothing there.
And this one will be a shooting call, so we'll see early if, at least if Eric Hayes, what kind of omen this will be for the Clawson free throw shooting on the night.
Checking in for Clawson, number 20, Mike Scott, as Pete Babbage goes out.
And which guy is it that we missed in the start? I think it was Sheminsky that we missed in the starting lineup, and he hasn't come in yet.
They're hitting Hayes. Unless they switch jerseys on us. Hayes hits them both.
They wouldn't do that to us, would they? Yeah, no. Well.
11-6. Clawson leads. 3:12 and counting here in the first quarter. Coburn gets it stolen. Gardner all the way.
Now, he didn't even think about the possibility that one of those two little guys might try to take him down. He went up real strong. And fortunately, they didn't even think about fouling him. He had no fear about that at all.
Trojans picking up the pace. They lead 13-6. Let's take a look at the steal.
It's great hustle there by Gardner. He takes it in strong, and you've got Wilson and Coburn there, and he just takes it right at him. And Avondale, a little unglued right now. I think they realize they're going to have to change some things before they let this thing get too out of hand.
There you see the Trojans huddle. Let's see if we can head over and see what Sam Woodmore has to say to his Yellow Jackets. They're trailing by 7, 13-6.
Sam Woodmore didn't have a whole lot to say.
Now
it was his
assistant coach do the talking that time.
Tony Bradley.
Sam Woodmore, been here many years, and a great job with this team every year. Always gets his team running and gunning, and has got to get them doing that right now. They have not been able to hit from outside. Another steal. Gardner getting in there quickly, and the Yellow Jackets come back with it. Here's Coburn from way outside. This is short and goes over the backboard.
And he still has, he's 1 for about 4 right now. And he's going to have to find his range. Maybe he takes a while to get heated up. I don't know. We haven't seen him yet this year. But I think they're going to need him to get going. And I know it's going to check in on the next whistle is the freshman, Jamel Gooding. We'll see what kind of change he makes in this game.
There's Hayes. Hayes back out up top. to Scott, and now Gardner, the forward, the big guy, way out. Francis at the foul line, gives that up to Hayes. Hayes forces his shot, and reaching in is number 43, Jason Wilson, with the foul.
And it kind of hooked his arm a little bit. I think he's surprised at the call. It's a hustle foul, but you know it's one that has to be made. So you come under there and grab the guy's arms. You know, even though you've got Francis's arms over your shoulders because you snuck under there, and you've got to call that foul.
Doman, you saw Doman take a seat there next to Sam Woodmore. He checks out. And in there is number 41, Jamel Gooding, the freshman. And we'll talk about him. Here taking the shot is Hayes, and he misses.
Well, from what everyone says, he doesn't look like a freshman. He doesn't play like a freshman. And taking nothing away from Jason Coburn, a lot of people say he might be the best player on the team right now, even though he's a ninth grader.
And that's a lot to say as Jason Coburn leads.
Yeah, he's the top three-point shooter in Oakland County, and one of the top scorers. Like I said, it's not anything that he's not good. It's that this kid is that awesome.
Hayes goes out for Clawson, and in there is number 24, Barber.
Great position. Jason Wilson got there, took the charge.
Let's take a look at the charging call here as Francis takes it in.
Wilson right there saw that he wasn't going to pass the ball off, got in front and took the charge. You know, he tried to do that early. Well, actually, it happened to him on the other end where he got to the line where the guy wasn't able to get in front of him quick enough. He got positioned real well before the shot.
Ball knocked out of bounds by the Trojans. 1:35 left here in the first quarter. 13-6. Clawson leads Avondale here at Clawson High School. Coburn brings it out to Wilson, and Wilson will set it up.
But Jamel Gooding trying to run the baseline, trying to get open. They're not really able to find him yet.
Yellow Jackets look out a little out of sync right now. There's a shot from outside taken by Anderson. It won't go. Rebound strong by Gardner, and Gardner has just been explosive for Clawson. He's carried them with 7 points and good hustle, too.
I say they've been getting the rebounds. There's only one time so far I can remember Avondale getting an offensive rebound, and they did turn that into a free throw opportunity, but didn't convert it into any points. For the most part, Clawson's controlling the defensive board.
A lot of pushing going on, and we've got a foul. Looks like it's on Francis. Francis pushing the freshman, Jamel Gooding.
I believe that's his second foul. Yeah, because he just had the charge a second ago.
That's his third. He had one earlier.
Alman, that's right.
Pete Babbage comes back in, checking out is Selden.
Well, I think they're going to pull.
And they're going to
bring Hayes in too.
Francis out of there, and coming back in is Eric Hayes.
And still no Colin Sheminsky, so you can only assume he's probably not going to play tonight.
I don't see him on the bench.
You know, maybe he's hurt or sick or something, but we weren't aware of it.
Just like that. Inside, the freshman.
And that was Coburn that got him the ball.
Jamel Gooding puts his first two down. Wide open. They get the freshman in there. Nobody guarded him, and just like that, he put his first two down. And here come the Yellow Jackets on a little bit of a roll right now.
And Mike Scott just dropped the ball, and the Yellow Jackets get it right back. Give Coburn a little credit there, too. Sometimes, you know, you get the senior like him who's, you know, you got to be the main man. You get this freshman coming in as you see the quarter's about to end. He's real unselfish about giving him the ball. That's a good sign, good leadership.
Anderson getting trapped in the corner, gives it back out to Coburn, luckily.
I thought he stepped out.
Yeah, it was very close out there. With it now is Harbert. Kevin Harbert, number 23, gives it up to Coburn. Anderson to Harbert in the corner and traveling. With 4.3 left.
Yeah, all that passing, and that's all you can get out of that. That's not good.
The Yellow Jackets are trying to kill the clock and try to get the last shot off, and it hurt.
Yeah, well,
Here's Gardner.
It also became obvious as you see him fire up the desperation shot.
Gardner darn close at the buzzer.
I would say, as you know, if you do all that passing around, and it was obvious with 10 seconds left, they were going to settle for a long-range shot instead of trying to post somebody up underneath for an easy layup.
The Trojans lead 13-8, and let's go down to John Maloney's huddle.
Let's see who they're playing when we get out there. You've got the biggest guy, okay? 51, 53, or 55. Offense, let's go back. First time down, let's go thumbs down, okay? I want you at the point. You can make the entry, Chris or Pete, okay? Bam. If Collins wide open, let's go with thumbs down. Okay, so hey, one, defense. Defense, we're man-to-man, get matched up. You've got to block out. You've got to go to the goal. We got to rebound 5 versus 1 and 2. And offense, thumbs down. And then anytime I don't call something, we'll be in triangle.
As ref says, keep your screen solid on the bottom. Don't move or he's going to call him, okay? I just want to save you from a foul.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Well, I think we learned something very important there.
And we sure did. That number 45 is Colin Sheminsky.
So Eric Hayes, wherever you are.
We apologize.
Yeah, we apologize to Colin Sheminsky, too.
We rely on the schools to give us that information, and we were misinformed. Here we've got 3 of 10 for field goals, 5 of 10 for Clawson, 2 of 4 free throws, 2-2, and rebounds 6 to 4. And your score going into the second quarter.
The big thing will be to watch the free throws and probably turnovers as the game moves on. And, well, he almost had one right there.
Whistle down there, and we'll inbound on the play. The Yellow Jackets, Coburn. Over to Anderson. Coburn from way outside. Air ball, but inside is the freshman, Jamel Gooding, for his 4th point.
That was a pass. If I'm Jason Coburn, I would tell you that was a pass. And it worked. Layup.
Gardner now, up top and underneath, finding the open man. Babbage working hard underneath. Fakes, puts it up, no foul call, ball is loose. Gardner turns around, puts it up, and that won't go either. And we've got a whistle underneath. A lot of shoving going on now.
Sheminsky just gave a look to the official. And can't really say I blame him. You know, there was a lot of contact on all 3 shots. You see Babbage taking that to the hole. He probably should have dished off to Sheminsky right there. He might have got a layup right away. He got hacked right there. Nothing gets called. And on the final putback, Gardner's going to get to the line. And you know, you think about that at the end of the quarter when we were listening to the Clawson huddle, the assistant coach was reminding guys about watching your screens, make sure you're set because they're going to call it, because they called it on Francis twice. They're going to call that sort of foul, you know, screen fouls, you got to call when guys get hammered underneath. And so far at the line, well, that's made that one.
And Gardner makes them both. There you see the Clawson bench, and they're there to wipe up any spill on the floor, I guess, with all the towels.
The rainbow of fouls. A travel, a turnover. Again, turnovers may end up being a huge factor in this game.
There you see the assistant coach pretty much doing all the yelling for Sam Woodmore.
Look like anybody, you know?
Looks like Tony Bradley to me.
Yeah, I thought.
Inside. Sheminsky is fouled by number 41, Gooding. Gooding picking up his first.
Well, that's one thing I can give. If you're Clawson, he is a freshman. That if you're not going to be able to contain him, get him to commit some fouls. And they were able to there. And, you know, and seniors that have been playing a few years of varsity basketball ought to be able to get him out of position every now and then.
Michael DeMano comes in and checking out. There's number 33, Tim Lawrence. There's Sheminsky, couldn't hit that one. Here come the Yellow Jackets. They trail by 5. With it now is Harbert, who came in there earlier in the first quarter. Working it inside, now back out to Gooding.
Now they got away with the 3-second call.
Yeah. Anderson puts it up and in. Anderson looks good on that one. Adam Anderson.
Good shot.
Kind of hung up in the air and just let it go.
Yeah, they're trying to run a 2-man game with Gooding and DeMano, and it just wasn't there. Anderson cut across the lane and hit the 15-footer.
And they make it a 3-point game.
And a turnover again.
Turnover here can cut it. And they come up with it. The Yellow Jackets on the move. Anderson gets a steal by Sheminsky, and then he commits the foul. That'll be the 16th foul.
And that's one of those fouls I think an official doesn't want to call, but when he runs into him and makes him travel, you can't call the travel, so you got to call the foul. Sam Woodmore, he got 2 coaches up. And they got all these coaches standing up over there. It looks like the O.J. Simpson defense team.
Is that what you're getting at over there?
No.
5:55 left in the first half, 15-12, Clawson leads.
But we would like to thank everyone for turning the channel from the O.J. trial to watch this game.
There you go. Sheminsky trying to get it to Babbage and stolen by Anderson. Anderson pushes it up court quickly, can't get the roll. There with the rebound was Harbert, and he's fouled. Harbert will go to the line. And a chance to cut it to 1. Let's take a look at Anderson.
Yeah, right now, Anderson's been doing a good job today. He was making some plays earlier, stripping the ball. There he drives to the hole, just making things happen. He's not lighting up statistically or anything, but he's real active on the floor. You know, right now, I wouldn't quite call it momentum change exactly, but Avondale's just controlling the tempo a little bit more of this game. And I would think if Clawson's not able to get its offense in gear in the next minute or so, you look for John Maloney to call a timeout, because they really had, they were controlling what happened. They weren't dominating the game by any stretch of the imagination. They had the game under control. Right now, you can't say that. They're committing turnovers. They don't look in sync on offense anymore.
They cut the lead to 2. The Yellow Jackets do, 15-13. You see the score. And they get it into Babbage. Babbage has been getting a lot of work in the paint there. Hasn't been able to come through.
Well, what's happening, they looked first to go to Gardner, and he's covered so well that they can't do that, and he's the guy that makes them go. And
the steal by Sheminsky, Joe, and he's fouled. Ooh, that looked intentional.
Good foul. Well, yeah, but it's a good foul.
Yeah.
He went for the ball. You can't call it intentional. It looks rough because he came down hard.
Let's take a look.
It's really a clean foul. He goes right for the ball.
It is a clean foul.
Smart foul. And when he looks at the high level of the coach's tape, he's going to see he had a man trailing that he could have gone to, but it's not a bad thing to do what he did because he's at the line.
Good call by the ref. I think John Maloney also thought it was possibly something more than Mr.
Well, you're always going to try and get the call. You know, and you can't blame him for that. But I guarantee you, John Maloney, if Avondale had that break, he'd be coaching his guys to do exactly that. You go for the ball, but you make sure the shot doesn't get off.
Harbert picks up the foul, and Sheminsky picks up his 3rd free throw. He's 3 of 3 from the line. He gets another one. 17-13 in the game there is Selden now for the Trojans as they go to 3 guards. Babbage playing a small forward now. Inside, underneath, open
Dumano
is Michael Dumano for 2.
Quick, fast break off of made free throws. That's hard to do.
Coburn all over Selden, and he picks up the 7th team foul now for the Yellow Jackets.
And they just haven't been able. Coburn hasn't gotten in sync yet, and he kind of, it was just a real subtle pump fake, but he got something got him to jump all over him, and that gets him the 1-on-1 situation. You got to wonder. When you look at Coburn, you know, he averages over 20 points a game and everything. Is there going to hit a point where he's going to start forcing things? And, you know, you hope for his sake that he doesn't force too much. But, you know, at some point, he's got to get his complete game going. And right now, they're going to sit him down.
Yep. Coburn goes out with his 2nd foul. And they've just got to get in sync. The Yellow Jackets, but to their credit...
neither team's in sync.
Yeah. It's only a 3-point game. Selden trying to make it a 4-point game. We've got
lane violation.
A lane violation.
Well, in fact, I think what will happen if they can keep it, they're down 3. If they can keep it around that area, they might not bring Coburn back in this half just to ensure that he doesn't get his 3rd foul. If Clawson were to jump out to any kind of lead, they might have to put him back in before halftime.
Yellow Jackets come out from way outside. Can't hit. Anderson with the rebound. Number 15, Sean Neville's in there now.
And when they had Gooding in the low post, now they bring him up high. They're just not able to get him open. He's not, I'm watching, he doesn't move a whole lot without the ball, and that's something, as a freshman, he's going to learn that as the years go on.
Nevels to Anderson and back over to Harbert. Harbert in the corner, gives it up to Anderson. Cross court, they're working that perimeter.
And now he moves and he's calling,
Baseline, inside, no good move there by DeMano for his 4th point.
Well, Gooding started roaming baseline finally and got open. Gardner blocked the shot, and it happened to fall right into DeMano's hands, and again, he gets the layup.
1-point game, 18-17. Babbage fake, couldn't do anything. Kaminsky rejected.
Wow, Gooding with that block.
Clawson gets it back. Yellow Jackets stopping the Trojans, and here's a foul. Boy, they're just clogging it up. They can't get anything inside.
Block shots are always momentum changers, and it's always, I wouldn't know what it feels like to block a shot or anything, but, guys that do it always seem to be really happy.
There was a double team on that one there.
Gooding got way up going. It's funny, you just watch him after he blocked it. He was really geeked. He wanted to get a rebound all of a sudden. When that whistle blew, he went over and high-fived the entire bench.
On the line is Mike Scott for Clawson. 3:28 left in the game.
You ever block a shot?
Are you kidding? There.
Actually.
Mike Scott gets his first. All the points for the Trojans this quarter have been from the free throw line.
That's an upset.
6 of 7. Now 6 of 8.
They almost knocked that rebound in, but it's the freshman coming up with the board and the good outlet. Well, they got DeMano posting up, Kaminsky down low.
Wilson back in there for Avondale. Gives it up to Anderson for a wide open 3. Can't hit it. Ball loose. Babbage had it, lost it. Here comes Gardner now, and he'll slow it down.
I think offensively,
it up again.
They got to get it into Gardner's hands no matter how good the defense is. They got to get him a touch on this possession.
Here's Kaminsky from the free throw line. Can't hit. And here come the Yellow Jackets running. Nevels over to Anderson. Anderson loses it, picks it back up, and puts it up and gets fouled by Gardner.
Gardner knows he did it too. He almost knocked the ball away with a steal, and then he came back and tried to block the shot, and he knew that he got a piece of him. That's a hustle foul.
Let's take a look at it.
Watch, right here he knocks it away. Anderson, fortunately for him, dropped the ball. Makes it a clear knockaway. If he doesn't drop it there, it's either a travel or a held ball situation, and the arrow would have been coming the other way. As it is, he picks up the ball off the ground and gets the foul on the shot.
2:43 left in the first half. Anderson hitting from the line here.
And both teams in the bonus now, too, so all fouls will be shot.
And he can tie the game right here. That hasn't been tied in a long time since we were 2-2.
And now they can take the lead.
And they do.
And, we talked about someone coming off the bench and being the man. We thought it would be Gooding, and he's done a heck of a job. But DeMano is, if you got to pick a player of the game for them so far, it's him.
He's been on fire. Right place at the right time. Kaminsky gets it knocked away, and it's still Clawson ball with 2:24 left.
Gardner got a good look at the basket. Wilson knocked it out of Kaminsky's hands on the rebound. I really think, though, they've got to get the ball to Gardner. When they got that early lead, it was him that made it happen, not just with his shots, but he was drawing the double team to him. He can't do it without the ball.
Underneath Gardner, they'll count it.
Well, hoop and some harm.
Gardner hits the first field goal of the second quarter.
Yeah, he cuts weak side. Kaminsky sees him. He's going to get the foul on DeMano right there as he goes up. Off the glass and good.
Tim Lawrence in there now for Avondale. He's back in. Gardner could not connect on the three-point play, and here come the Yellow Jackets quickly. Wilson pushes it, trying to get it over to Nevels.
Kaminsky knocked it out.
Knocked away. 21-20. Clawson up by 1. 2:16 left.
And as the game stays close, we see Coburn sitting on the bench still. Probably going to just sit there with those two fouls. That'll give him a little more freedom in the second half.
Trying to go inside to Gooding. Babbage keeps it in, up ahead to Scott. Scott now going on a 1-on-4 break, and then he saw that, and that's when he lost the ball.
Yeah, you just had to
slow it down.
I think he thought he was going to be able to hit Szymanski following him, and the defense just cluttered up the middle. There was nothing to do, and I think the confusion created the double dribble.
Lawrence to Nevels. Nevels in the paint, loses it. Selden battling for it with Lawrence.
That could go either way.
Call it a jump ball possession going to Clawson.
Yeah, that's the smart call, because they fouled each other going for the ball. I thought they might call it an Avondale player because he came over the back.
And here it gets knocked back, and watch, you'll see Lawrence and
watch
Selden
as they come up for it. You really could have called the foul on Lawrence, and I think the official wisely just called the held ball.
Babbage open on the baseline, hits for 2. Picks up his 4th point. 23-20 now. Clawson up by 3, and a traveling called on the Yellow Jackets.
Wow,
Tim Lawrence, the senior, called for traveling. And that's a break for Clawson. 1:29 left here in the second quarter. They're up by 3.
And that's just one of those turnovers you hate to have, because there's just no reason for it.
Gardner trying to make a move. Misses it, but Babbage is there for a rebound, and he picks up his 6th point.
That's like that Avondale player. That's a pass.
Right place,
one,
yeah.
Well, they had one, air ball that, think.
Yeah.
Give him an assist, coach.
Wilson guarded closely, trying to trap him. He gets away from it. Gardner, Babbage there, and a steal. Trap works. Gardner is fouled.
That one you could call intentional.
Yeah.
It's close. I mean, he did go for the ball, but I think that should be intentional.
Yeah, you saw John Maloney looking at it.
He wants it.
And he wants it definitely. Let's take a look.
And
the steal.
The official's not going to. Oh. Now, I thought I saw one official, as you see that replay. I thought I saw one official give the intentional foul signal, but he didn't call it.
Checking in, number 13 for the Yellow Jackets.
I'll tell you, what's kind of ironic is that one's, a lot closer to being intentional than the previous one that we saw, where the player actually fell and it looked kind of extravagant in live action. If Gardner falls on that, just acts a little more, probably get the intentional call.
13, Charles Mcdonald coming in, the sophomore. Gardner gets it to go now, and he is 3 of 5 from the line. Excuse me, 3 of 6. No, 3 of 5, correct. I'll make my mind up.
He made it.
Gooding, baseline. No, nothing there. Gardner with the rebound. Good hustle by Gardner, and he gives it up to Babbage. And it could be the last shot here.
Yeah, Gardner's been all over the floor. And again, I think you've got to be the guy you get the ball to every possession, unless you have a fast break situation. Get the ball into his hands on offense every time at least once, because he draws the double team to himself and it can get other guys free.
Babbage, nothing there. Being guarded by Lawrence. They'll spread it out and wait. And what do we have?
Foul
away from the ball. And it looks like it's on number 13 who just came in, Charles Mcdonald.
Yeah, he and Selden were up top on the right wing, and he was trying to deny any pass going to Selden, and they weren't looking to throw to him, though. And to commit that foul away from the ball at midcourt is unnecessary.
There you see number 24, Dan Barber. He'll come in for the shooter, Selden. 18.5 seconds left here in the first half. 26-20. Boston leads. Selden can't hit. And here come the Yellow Jackets inside. Breaking it is Nevels. Nevels hits. Asher Nevels for his
See if
first
they
two.
can even get a shot off here.
Babbage gets it blocked.
Good block by
Tim Lawrence blocks Babbage's shot, and that'll end the first half here at Clawson High School. Very interesting first half.
Yeah.
Sam Woodmore goes off. We saw John Maloney.
I don't think Sam Woodmore's too disappointed right now, only being down 2 as you see this buzzer shot fails to get off because of the block. He's down 4 points, and his main man, Jason Coburn, has only got, I think, 2 points. And that's not going to keep on the whole night. If he can get him off early in the third quarter, they can take a quick lead. And I'm sure that Clawson's aware of that, and they're going to go in and make a few changes both offensively and defensively to keep this lead.
The score at halftime, 26-22. Trojans up by 4. We'll be back right after these messages. Stay with us.
Where are Pat and Brad going to be this month? You'll find out on the next edition of Roadshow Video. Each month, Pat and Brad take you to a new and interesting location. Check out what Southeast Michigan has to offer and watch some of the best hit videos on television. That's Roadshow Video, tonight at 9 on TCI 63.
(26-22) here at Clawson. The Trojans up by 4. And let's take a look at some of that first half action here. The Trojans coming up with some big steals early.
Well, Selden and Gardner with the double team. Gardner knocks it away from Wilson and takes it in for the slam.
And Gardner setting the pace with 12 points for all scorers, really. And here, the Yellow Jackets bombing from outside. Coburn not very effective, but underneath is Jamel Gooding for the 2.
And a couple times that happened for Avondale, actually for both teams, where air balls turned into nice, easy layups.
Here's your stats.
Nobody
41%.
shooting real well.
Yeah, Avondale picked it up in the second quarter. They outscored Clawson 14-13.
Rebounds are close. Turnovers are really the difference. Just those 3 turnovers have probably created the 4-point difference.
Yep.
And Clawson is doing better at the free throw line, getting there more often as well. And if they can keep doing that, they'll probably be able to hold on to the lead.
And that helps. Let's take a look at the scoring leaders. It's D'Amato with 6 points, 2 rebounds. Gooding has 4 for 2 rebounds as well. Gardner leads the way with 12 points, 6 rebounds for Clawson. And Babbage followed up with 6 points and 3 rebounds.
And again, Gardner, when he was getting the ball on offense, their whole offense seemed to get into sync. See Clawson kind of consistent there. Avondale obviously picked it up a little bit in the second quarter. Gardner's got to be the man, even though he's not the point guard. You've got to get the ball to him on the wing a little bit in the offense, unless you have a fast break going.
Here's your bench points. Avondale using the bench effectively. 13 coming from the bench. In fact, their leading scorer, D'Amato, from the bench. We are underway. Clawson comes up with it as the Yellow Jackets come up empty-handed on that trip down the court. Selden to Gardner. Back out up top to Szymanski. Babbage, good passing. They're all getting the chance to touch the ball, and they're trying to go inside. Francis moving, nothing there. And here's Gardner open from the free throw line, nothing there. Babbage has been in there, and he picks up another 2 points. Pete Babbage has been very tough going inside, and that's where most of his points have been coming from.
Yeah, and another thing Gardner does by taking that shot from the outside, he brings a big guy out with him. It allows somebody like that to come in and get that rebound. And Coburn, telling you, 2 points in the first half. I told you, it's not going to stay the whole game. Maybe he's going to get going right now.
And he comes up with his first 2 here in the second half now. Gardner outside. Looking. Finds Babbage. Close to an over and back call there. Babbage working on Coburn. Szymanski back out to Gardner. Gardner for 3. He's got it. Chris Gardner with his second 3-pointer makes it 31-24 Clawson.
And I think and coaches are going to tell Adam Anderson, you don't foul him, but you at least put a hand in his face and watch out.
Coburn now 2 for 2.
And that was his first 3.
Field.
That was his first triple.
Yeah, and his first triple from the field tonight. Here, a foul on number 43, Wilson. So the Yellow Jackets hanging in there after the Trojans getting hot here a little bit, and you see Sam Woodmore trying to get some offensive production from Jason Coburn.
Well, obviously we haven't seen him this year, but if he is a streak shooter, which a lot of high-scoring high school players tend to be, then Clawson's going to have to do something defensively to not allow him to even get the ball.
Francis gets his own rebound, and he's fouled underneath. He'll go to the line.
And Francis picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter, so we haven't seen him in about an hour. But, he's making his presence known right now early in the third.
Let's take a look. Francis with the shot, and then gets his own rebound right here.
He's had good position, got inside, draws the foul on the putback, and that is, I believe, Doman's second.
the only starter yet to score, and can't connect here.
He only played 2 minutes.
Yeah. And Gooding checks in. Going out is number 33, Lawrence. Lawrence, the one who made the big block on the last shot of the half.
And I think one of the reasons they sat him down is that after the initial miss by Francis there, he should have had the rebound and he didn't get position, and I think they're telling him that right now.
Yellow Jackets on the move. They hold up, and a foul on Gardner, and we'll have to see how many Gardner has now. Gardner, he's starting to pick up some fouls.
Gardner bumped off Wilson.
Tony Bradley, the assistant, looking on right behind Anderson.
That's 2 fouls.
That's 2 for Gardner, so he's still okay.
Still okay, but he can't play that aggressively for a little while.
Let the guards do that up top and hang back.
Yeah.
Coburn trying to force it underneath to Gooding. Gooding said, yeah, I saw it, and knocked away by Szymanski.
And I think Coburn is starting to feel a little bit, though. I think he really wanted to shoot that ball.
Anderson gets fouled by Selden. Selden reaching in, trying to make the steal, and didn't really have any good position on it.
No, that's just, and again, that's one of those hustle plays. You're trying to deny the ball. I think if you're Clawson, though, the big thing is deny Coburn the ball. Nobody else has hit anything from outside. Don't let him get going.
Coburn trying baseline, makes a good move, leaning and hits. Coburn now has found the rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, you might even, you got to foul him maybe, hit him down a few times. Don't do anything too intentional, but, knock him around a little bit.
He's got all 7 points of the Yellow Jackets here in this quarter.
In the meantime, if you're Avondale, just give him the ball and set screens and get him open.
Selden looking down low, nothing there. He's got Babbage open for a 2, and no, won't hit.
Good
rebound,
position.
Gooding.
He got hit in the head.
Yeah, here come the Yellow Jackets. He's looking for something from the ref, too.
He got hit in the eye, in fact. He's trying to hold his eye.
They go to Gooding. He's triple teamed. Ball knocked away. Looking for it inside.
They're trying to run a 2-man game with Anderson. Now they got Coburn.
From outside, Coburn for 3.
Now, Clawson ought to call a timeout real quick and switch their defense and put the quickest guy, even if he's on the bench, put the quickest guy you've got on him and tell him you're not even playing offense. All you do is shadow him.
Coburn, all 10 points coming from him, and they've got the lead. Szymanski can't hit. Coburn comes up with a rebound. He pushes it up court. Coburn to Gooding, back to Coburn. He's got a 3 in the corner. No, side of the backboard. And here comes Gardner. Gets it stolen by Anderson and goes off Anderson. Well, the pace is picked up, Joe.
Yeah, and Coburn's made it happen. He's got Clawson confused, I think, defensively right there. This shot, though, off the side of the backboard. And it looks like Clawson's got a fast break, and I think John Maloney wanted a foul on this. Instead, he just gets the out-of-bounds call.
Babbage now gets the rebound, sets it up. Gardner for 3. No. He had hit 2 earlier. Babbage gets fouled. Babbage, good hustle, good work underneath.
Been doing that all night, and I think you could hear the official say before the shot. So they'll take it out of bounds. If Gardner can get going a little bit with those 3-point shots, that's fine. He should keep shooting them. But I think Clawson's got to be careful not to get into a 3-point contest.
Yeah, he saw the foul well before the shot. Francis in there, loses it, picks it back up again, and he's fouled. And it looks like it's going to be on the big guy, 55, Doman.
Yeah, it could be him or Gooding. They both hit him.
Doman with some early fouls sat most of the first half also.
And when you've got the kind of, most of their big guys are about the same size. They sit Doman down. They bring in
Adam Million.
And again, Coburn. 6'7" to 6'6", and see Coburn and Fuego, as they say. But, and again, I think those heights take an inch off because it's probably one of those where coach doesn't really measure you. He asks you how tall you are, and you tell him. And, I'd always say 6'3", and I never was. But once again, Francis, I think 0 for 3 so far this quarter at the free throw line.
And he can't hit again.
And I'll tell you, one thing that's given away to Avondale is if this game stays as close as it is, they know who to foul in the fourth quarter.
Well, so far, 32-31, 4:02 left in the third. And Coburn has outscored the Trojans 10-5 so far in this quarter.
I'm kind of waiting to see Coburn one of these times on a breakthrough, little Sean Respert, dribble down, pull up for the three.
He pulls up here, no, won't go. Rebound, Babbage hits the floor hard, and he's called for a travel. Boy, all that hard work and hustle, and then you get called for a traveling.
Good call,
He's frustrated, yeah.
Good call, you get it. Wilson tried to take the ball, didn't hit him. If you fall down with the ball, it's travel.
Let's take a look. Watch Babbage work underneath. He's been working hard under there.
Well, Selden, with a little help from Gardner, got the hand in the face on Coburn. And right here, no foul at all if you fall down with it. You know, he wants a jump ball. Fisher
This
made the right
time,
call.
we do have a foul. And it's on Babbage. Anderson had the ball, and Babbage was called for a foul. His first, so Babbage picks up his first. Probably frustration on the earlier call. Here you see Coburn, Jason Coburn, leading the way with three-pointers. Sam Woodmore, a little smile on his face.
Himself, yeah.
Coburn 4 of 6, Clawson 2 of 8, and one of those two was a three-pointer by Gardner, so that kind of helps. But Coburn has hit 2 three-pointers, so that pulls him away. That gives him the lead right now.
Equally important, Clawson not making the free throws so far in the second half either.
They have had 4 opportunities. Unfortunately, it was all one guy, Francis. Here, Wilson with a baseline drive, and he gets it down. Jason Wilson with his first field goal of the game. He's got 4 points now.
Great move, and give Coburn some credit too. He's hot and he knows it, but he's not forcing anything too ridiculous up. He's allowing everybody else to still get involved.
Gardner, he can hit, but he doesn't on that one. And here come the Yellow Jackets quickly. Coburn could have pulled up for 3. He's got a 2 here. No. Ball knocked out of bounds by Sheminsky, but it also went off Gooding's hands. Here you see Francis. He's in foul trouble, so he's got to watch it under there. Selden sets it up for the Trojans. Babbage for 2. Can't hit. Trojans not hitting well from outside now, as they have been ice cold this quarter.
Selden trying to shadow Coburn and doing a good job of it.
Gooding back out up top. Wilson for 3. Short rebound by Selden. He's being bothered by Anderson. Now Selden takes his time, brings it up the right side. Gardner takes the 3. Here's Sheminsky for 2. Good pass by Gardner to see Sheminsky in there.
Yeah, you kind of tell he wasn't going to shoot that 2. He hasn't hit his last couple. And once he showed even a hint of shooting it, the defense came out. He saw the open man, got a much easier shot, cut the lead to 1.
Anderson looking for a 3, back out up top to Coburn. Coburn pulls up for a 2. No. Well, Sheminsky being bothered in there, and finally gives it up to Babbage and Selden.
As quickly as Coburn got hot, he's kind of cooled down the last couple of minutes, and credit Jerry Selden for most of that.
Sheminsky, a jump ball call, and it'll go to the Yellow Jackets.
No. The arrow, I think the arrow's pointing Clawson's way.
Let's see what happens. That's going to Clawson. They got the last possession, I thought.
Yeah, but it switches. It switches at halftime.
Quarter, yeah.
At halftime, there's a new possession. Yeah.
I thought it was in this quarter. That's what I called. There you see number 53 heading out, Adam Million, and going back in is number 25. That's DeMano. DeMano with 6 points, leading the Yellow Jackets at the half. He's in there now. Let's take a look. Sheminsky
just not able to get that to go.
And the foul from outside. Nothing there again.
DeMano comes in, gets a rebound, kind of what he did in the first half.
Anderson saw a little room, tried to take it hard off the glass. Selden gets the rebound.
He had DeMano cutting in for a layup, and DeMano was yelling for it, and he didn't see him. He forced up a bad shot. That's just one of those things, you got to make that decision quick. If you don't see him, you can't make the play.
Gardner driving, couldn't get it to fall, gets another rebound and puts it down.
Yeah, DeMano that time had it. When he brought it down, it came off his hands. In that case, it was kind of getting a taste of his own medicine, where the guy with the offensive rebound was in the right position and got the easy layup.
Gooding picks up the foul. We're at 48.6 seconds here in the third quarter. 1 point lead.
I think that's Gardner's third.
Let's take a look. Yeah, that if it's going against Gardner, it sure is.
Yeah, good quick first step. Nakeem Olajuwon type of move. The fake left to spin right. Drew the foul and gets himself to the free throw line. Now we'll have to see what kind of free throw shooter he is.
Clawson not much in depth on their bench. Barber in there now, number 24. Gardner with his third. You got another person by the name of Francis in foul trouble as Gooding hits his first free throw attempt and ties it up.
When you look at a guy like this, only a freshman. We've got a couple of sophomores contributing quite a bit, including Million, number 53.
Ball goes loose. Clawson gets it back.
But, you look at the young guys on that team. They're going to be awfully good in this league in the next couple of years.
John Maloney looks on. All tied up at 35, looking for the last shot here in the third quarter. Gardner for three. Steps up.
I don't think he's looking for the last shot.
No, he missed a few earlier, and I don't think he's going to try it unless it comes down to the last few seconds.
Yeah, I wonder if they've got the patience to wait. They've still got 22 seconds. Now I think they will. When it was 40, I think they were going to take an open shot.
Babbage takes his time. Coburn not putting any pressure on him. They're going to let him wait. 10 seconds now. They're going to make their move here.
Let's see if they try to post someone up and get a layup.
Babbage back out, open in the corner. Sheminsky. Three. What did he get?
No.
Two.
Yeah.
He got the two.
Yeah, well, he wasn't anywhere near the three-point line.
I was looking, the ref looked like he was about to put his arms up, and
the whole bench was putting their hands up. I think they were more celebrating than they were actually making a three-point signal.
Take a look. Definitely a two as he stepped in. You can see he's well inside the three.
Well, yeah, and watch, he's just bringing the defense to him. And it's a simple play. You draw him off just for a second. Gooding had to kind of come back, try to block the shot, get a hand in the face. Wasn't able to get there quick enough.
Let's go down to John Maloney's huddle.
I want to put you on 41. You don't have any fouls. Okay, hey, he's got 41. Okay, if you can double down on 41, any help except from 21. Remember what we said earlier. We want to help against 21 and 41. So we can do that with Pete. You can do it with Dan and Chris. Hey, Jerry, great job on the boards. We got to keep blocking up with five. Offense. Let's go, first time, let's go baseline. First time baseline.
Pete, for you, no matter what side I go to, just go. I'm going to go the opposite after I go.
Defense, we're back one for right now. 1, 2, 3. Clawson, one defense.
John Maloney doing the right thing, getting Sheminsky to guard number 41, Gooding. Sheminsky with no, I don't think he's had any fouls, really.
No, that's the idea. Let him use up a few.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be tight, even if he's a freshman, nerves could come into factor if he's got to shoot some free throws at the end.
Yellow Jackets outscoring the Trojans 12-11 in that quarter. And we are underway in the fourth. Ball up for grabs. Gooding comes up with it. Gooding looks for room. He's trapped.
Calls timeout.
And a smart move by the freshman. Boy, I'll tell you.
Well, he was
showing you something.
He was either going to fall out of bounds or turn it over. He had an open man, and he didn't have enough room to even turn around to find anyone. Just take a look as he gets it over here. Sheminsky's on him. Help comes down from Babbage.
Great effort to even get this ball in.
Now watch him when he gets it. He looks around, and he can't find an open man, and no one's able to come to him because the defense is there. About all he could do. He was either going to get a 5-second call or have to throw it away.
Good decision. Let's go down to Sam Whitmore. Third quarter, 14 of 33 field goals for Avondale, 13 of 39 for Clawson, 5 of 10 and 9 of 19 for Clawson, free throw wise, and then rebounds. Clawson coming up 23-18.
Clawson getting the position on those rebounds, and just obviously with more of an inside game, as you can see by having more rebounds and more trips to the free throw line. Big thing they've got to worry about is not giving up any more of those threes.
Tim Lawrence with the ball up top. Coburn now gets it back. And the Yellow Jackets set up. Coburn to Gooding and back to Coburn.
He's not going to get a good look at the basket without a couple of screens.
Nope. Sam Woodmore telling his team he wants somebody driving to the hoop to pick up some fouls and get to the line.
No, that's not. Didn't happen there.
No, not on that one. And this is the guy he wants. Coburn wants some moves to the hoop. Coburn off balance. Ball loose underneath.
Yeah, well, I think
in the corner, Babbage picks it up.
With kind of deep as Clawson's playing, you're not going to take these guys off the dribble. You're going to have to set some screens, run a give and go or pick and roll, or just set the screen to get a guy inside. But I don't think you can one-on-one take anybody to the hole right now. And they're helping out so good that even if you beat them without a pick, you're not going to get there.
All loose. Gardner picks it up. Gardner in the paint. He's hit. Is it a continuation? No, won't go anyway.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think they're going to let him shoot.
Let's see. Yeah, they are. Gardner will go to the line.
Close call. And see. A little confusion there. Hump fakes real quick. Yeah, it's close. Official saw it as a shooting call.
Gardner misses here. 17 points on the night for Gardner. He's done it quietly. Worked hard, hustle defensively as well. And he puts this one down.
It's almost half of their points.
Yep. 38-35, and he's got 18 of them. Coburn, on the other hand, he's got 12 of the 35. Gooding trying to force it inside. Here comes Selden on the run. Coburn there. He pulled up. He saw Coburn behind him, and that's going to cost Clawson.
I think he traveled anyway, but he missed the layup. Well, you know, the two times they've had breakaways before, Avondale's fouled him hard. I think he was aware of that.
Yeah, I think on those you just got to put it up.
Yeah, if you're going to stop at that point, then you got to kick it out and restart the offense.
Yeah. Coburn, short, off of Gardner. And the Yellow Jackets get it back.
Well, you know, after, all his points in the third quarter came consecutively, I think. He made, 4 or 5 shots in a row. He hasn't done anything since
10 points consecutively.
Yeah, and he's, I don't know if he's frustrated now or maybe he's just tired. They've got to get some screens and get him open shots because everything he's taking is in traffic. He's not able to get a clean look at the basket. Now here's his first chance. There you go.
Outside, he picks up the three.
Tell you, Gardner just backed off him for a second, and that's all he needed. But again, that's his first good look at the basket in a while. If they can get a couple more of those for him, won't be tied for very long.
All tied up at 38. Ball knocked out. Correction on that third quarter. It was 13-11. The Yellow Jackets outscored the Trojans. And it's still Trojan ball. Yellow Jackets wanted it back. Sam Woodmore wanted it back.
Both teams.
Maloney wants it, and he's got it.
Yeah, both teams playing really tough defense.
Francis out top to Selden. They're going to slow it down now and set it up. Gardner. They're giving him that three, but he didn't want it. There's a foul, and...
Yeah, Wilson on the help out.
Yeah, Wilson helping out Gooding under there.
Yeah, Sheminsky's going to try and take him to the hole. See, Gardner's going to kick it down low to him. And he takes him, and you don't know if he would have got the foul there, but Wilson came over before that and smacked him on the way up, and it was a shooting call.
All tied up 38 apiece, and Sheminsky gets a chance to break the deadlock here with 5:27 left in the game. Colin Sheminsky puts it down. Substitution coming in.
Yeah, and it might not have been a shooting call. Just everyone moving in. I didn't realize Avondale's already committed 7 fouls. Clawson shooting 1-1. They might have called that on the fourth.
Harbert comes in, and Wilson goes out. Sheminsky can't hit. Rebound taken by Yamano, and here come the Yellow Jackets running quickly. Selden with the rebound.
Yeah, Harbert that time heard footsteps and wasn't able to get a good shot. Threw a little too hard off the glass.
Szymanski forcing his passes. Francis inside, can't hit, and a foul on Gardner. No.
Gardner or Thompson?
Correction. That is going to be on the Yellow Jackets. It looked like Gardner was down there complaining, but he was complaining about the foul. Let's take a look.
I believe it was Thompson who hits him.
Yeah.
Coming from behind, he takes Gooding to the hole. Actually, here's where you're going to see it. Gooding is going to be in front of him. Thompson's going to be behind him. It was Thompson who came over the bat.
That's Lawrence, rather.
Or Lawrence?
Yeah. Gardner hits from the line here.
That's his third foul.
The third foul on Lawrence. But Woodmore has got a strong bench. So
Yeah, he can bring...
Sam can go to that bench anytime as Gardner hits them both, and it's 41-38. Substitution coming in. We see Barber coming in for Gardner.
That's just...
They're going to miss Gardner.
Well, they're going to sit him and let him catch his breath. He won't be there very long at all. Best time to do it with a 3-point lead. That's about as big a lead as anyone's been able to get for a while.
Just under 5 minutes. The whistle blows, and Clawson gets it back. You see Gooding, the freshman, doing a good job in there, except it's going to be tough going down the rest of the way. Here's the score, 41-38, 4:48. Counting down. Good move by Szymanski to get away from his man. He should have just went up with it, though. And he gets it knocked away and a foul. So Szymanski will go to the line.
Yeah, Coburn went for the steal, and Szymanski saw he had an open lane when Coburn wasn't able to make the play. Take a look right there. He goes for the steal, doesn't have it. And I think what Szymanski saw was the help coming from Gooding, and he thought he was going to kick it to Babbage. Instead, he's able to draw the foul. And that is Lawrence's fourth.
Coming back in is Adam Anderson. Szymanski doing great from the line. He is 5 of 6.
Well, Anderson was a big factor early in the game, keeping them in it when they got down by 6 or 7 points, just making plays happen. He wasn't scoring a lot or anything. He was knocking the ball away, boxing out, allowing other guys to get rebounds.
Scott comes in. Scott and Babbage goes out. So Babbage and Gardner getting a little breather now. Szymanski can't hit on either, and that hurts.
Well, you know, when they beat him the first time, it was because they were able to make these free throws.
For 3, and he's got it. Jason Coburn with his 4th three-pointer, and that's what makes him the great three-point shooter he is, and he ties it up again.
I'd be anxious to see him in that contest at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Now Clawson turns it over, and I don't think Gardner's going to be on the bench much longer.
Nope, yeah, and as soon as you said it, Gardner got up, he checks in, and going out will be, looks like Barber.
Francis.
No, Francis goes out. Barber stays in.
Yeah, they need some offense right now, and Babbage won't be down there much longer either. He'll be back in.
Harbert to Anderson inside, open momentarily was Gooding, and he got it over to DeMano.
Gooding was open, and DeMano was wide open. If they hadn't gone to Gooding first, if they'd have just come across directly, they'd had him. As again, you see the assistant coach,
Tony Bradley. Looking on the baseline. No, rebound strong by Selden.
Tall is he?
The Clawson guards have been coming up with some rebounds. Babbage and Selden, yeah.
5, 6, 7 rebounds probably.
Gardner fakes underneath. Can't hit Barber. Barber still hustling for it. It goes off of Barber, and the Yellow Jackets get it back.
Yeah, that
John Maloney wants a call here.
Well, Kevin Harbert had it, went off of Barber's hands, and I think Clawson's saying that it wasn't Barber that hit it.
John Maloney looking on, and he wanted that ball back. Underneath, DeMano puts it up and in.
Great spin move, and was able to draw the foul as well. He's been big tonight.
DeMano 8 points, but he has been in the right spot at the right time tonight.
Well, this is his best move of the night. He gets away from Szymanski. Barber has to come over and help.
Guided the ball around the defender to the right and put it down. Selden comes back in, and so does Babbage. Selden was in. Babbage comes in. Selden just went to the sideline to grab one of the many towels on the sideline.
Towels aplenty.
DeMano with a chance to get the three-point play here and make it 44-41. And he gets it. Big bucket. 3-point lead with 3:34 left for the Yellow Jackets. They lost to Clawson by 10 at home last time. And a timeout called by Gardner.
Figured that was coming. They're not in any kind of sync yet, and they're going to have to decide what they're going to do. It's going to have to start with Gardner, though.
Yeah, this one's going right down to the end, folks. 3:27 left, 44-41. The Yellow Jackets have taken the lead behind Jason Coburn. Let's go down to the huddle.
Okay. And Todd, you're rolling. You go from there. Defense, we're one. We are one. Got it? Okay. We cannot give up. If they hit a long shot, so be it. But what we can't do is foul. You can't just sprint out and let a guy blow by you. We want them to shoot jump shots right now. And then everybody's got to go to the board. Know the players. Know who you've got. Know who you're rushing out on. You know, 54 has not really proven himself. We got to guard 21. Long distance jump shooter. Other than that, don't give up penetration. Defense, fellas, we got to keep it right where it is. And offense, get a good shot every time. What I want to do is sidelines out of bounds for Colin. Okay? If we don't get it, we're baseline.
Get the move back, guys. Get the move back right now.
1, 2, 3.
Clawson. Hey, get the move back, boy.
And Joe, you mentioned it, coming up in April, TCI Sports will be in Troy for the, is it 5th annual, Joe?
I'm sure.
Oh, Joe says 5.
I think it's 5.
Pat Collar will argue with you.
I'm just counting my shirts.
It's
so I got
the
it.
three-point slam dunk contest. And check the Channel 63 guide as April approaches to find out the air dates of this exciting program. So you're going to have to argue with that.
I already have 4 shirts. That's why I'm thinking.
Sheminsky goes in with a drive, couldn't hit it.
Either way, it'll be a lot of fun.
And here come the Yellow Jackets. Inside. Babbage, rather Selden comes up with 3 minutes coming up here. Left in the game. Gardner in that familiar position out on the left side. Tries the 3. No. Francis still can't get it to fall. Francis has had a tough time, and he'll go to the line here. He's had a tough time getting a bucket tonight.
And, you know, we weren't able to hear the Avondale huddle, but I'm sure that the thought of fouling him came up.
Here Gooding letting the shot go, and he was being talked to down there by Bradley, Tom Bradley, the assistant coach.
D'Amato's 3rd foul, and see what Francis can do at the line this time.
Francis unable to hit. He's 0 for 5 now at the line. And boy, you got to feel for this guy. He's got a lot of pressure on him. 2:52 left in the game.
And part of it too has to be he hasn't been able to get into the flow because of the early foul trouble.
Yeah, that hurt him early on. 44-41. Avondale leads. 2:43 and counting down. Yellow Jackets have been hot behind this guy, Coburn, with the ball right now. Coburn gives it up to Gooding. Gooding finds an open to Anderson. And they try to get it around to get that guy open. Coburn, ball loose. Off of Gardner, right in the hands of Anderson.
Well, they did exactly what Tom Maloney wanted. They all went to the ball. Problem is they all got there at the same time, and it bounced right in Anderson's hand.
Big break for the Yellow Jackets, 46-41, 2:10 left. Selden forces it up, and we got a foul.
I was about to say, you don't need to do anything too crazy just yet, but he redeemed himself by drawing the foul. Again, you got 2 minutes left. You don't need to force any 3s or any crazy 2s. The foul saved him.
Yeah.
Anderson, who just hit the big layup, commits the foul there, his 4th. Let's see how Selden can do at the line now.
Selden can't get it. Well, free throws kind of helped them last game. In this game, it's starting to hurt.
Yeah, well, the time we saw them before when they beat Southlake, it was in spite of their free throw shooting. And well, they make that one, but it's still a 4-point deficit.
4-point game. Clock winding down, coming up on the 2-minute mark here. 46-42. Yellow Jackets up by 4, have a chance to increase that. They're looking for either Gooding or Coburn.
They're stalling. And right now, they're not in the bonus yet either. Clawson might want to commit a foul just to get the situation where if they do foul Avondale, they send them to the line.
Ball loose.
Well, That redeems it.
Sheminsky comes up with it, and here comes Selden to bring it up again. 1:40 left in the game.
Yeah, but again, if it comes up in the last minute where they got to foul somebody, if they foul them now, they're not shooting.
There's a timeout called by Selden. The Trojans call a timeout. 46-42, they trail by 4. This is a big trip down the court for them.
Sam Woodmore just slammed his clipboard to the bench. He's not happy with that turnover at all.
And both coaches have a lot to say. Let's go down to John Maloney.
This is what I want on offense. I want thumbs down, okay? And I want to try to get the weak side. We are in no rush. We've been here so many times, fellas. It's a damn joke. So the sideline's out of bounds. If not, we'll pull it out. We'll thumbs down. Let's see if we can get weak side. Okay, defense. Yeah, let's go 3. Fellas, we're going to go in intervals of like 30 seconds and then a timeout. So your defense, you just got to bust your chops. I do not want to foul yet. But fellas, when the shot goes up, man, we can't give up another easy championship right here, man.
League championship.
What do we got, Todd?
League championship.
We're doing that out of bounds. Okay, if not, we're going to pull it out. One triangle.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You got to get
Right after the game, join Pat and Bubba as they take you to a new and interesting place each month on Roadshow Video. The guys will visit Autorama tonight, broadcasting from Cobo Hall. So join the guys right after tonight's game.
It's like classic Roadshow Video.
Classics, yeah.
You know, I'm waiting
The
for
archives.
I'm waiting for the
archives.
movie and, you know, the interactive arcade game too.
Sheminsky in the paint, puts it up and in. Big bucket for the Trojans. They're down by 2. 46-44, Avondale up. And they've got the ball. They're double teaming over
They
there.
double team Coburn at midcourt.
And
he's open now.
Respect.
I'm surprised he didn't fire that up even though it was a 3. He had an open shot.
Coburn in the corner, he's open. He'll throw it up from there. No, won't go. Trying to get his own rebound. And it goes out of bounds. Clawson gets it back.
Well, and he looks frustrated, and that happened right below us. We don't have an angle where we could see what happened at the baseline. Maybe we'll see it here. Doesn't get this shot to go and follows it.
Went past it.
Yeah, and Sheminsky did a good job of getting in his way. Probably put his knee on his head. That's not a foul. That's more like his head ran into Sheminsky's knee.
Coming up on a minute left. 1 minute left.
I'd try to post Gardner up or somebody up. Well, now they're going to get 2. They're going to get 1-and-1 situation.
Foul on DeMano.
4. It'll be his 4th.
Yeah, here we go inside. Trying to knock it away from Sheminsky. Sheminsky going to the line. He's been one of their most effective free throw shooters, although didn't have much luck the last 3 shots, but he was 5 of 6 at one point going to the line.
It's a little different in the last minute.
Yeah. And here, Colin Sheminsky comes up big here. This one can tie it up.
Yeah, he's
under a minute
better
left.
Now.
46-45, this can tie it up. 57.6 seconds left. He's got it, all tied up. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Watch for either Coburn
watch for
or
a timeout
Gooding, and a
first.
timeout first. They're going to set this one up with 51 seconds left. They're going to look it over.
They're going to decide whether or not they want to make this the last possession of regulation.
Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can come up with now. And if they want to go for that last shot, they're just going to see what they do. Let's go down to Sam Woodmore.
Until we see something, okay? Until we get the ball inside. We do not need a 3. We do not need a 3. If we have to take it into overtime, we'll do it. We do not need a 3. So let's take the ball out. Let's play 4. Let's play 4, Colin. Let's make sure we get the last shot. Okay? Make sure we get the last shot or make them foul. Okay? All right?
You understand? Very clear. You got to get the ball inbounds first. We do not panic. Get the ball in. Set me a ping at the top. Get the ball in. If we got to go behind the line, do that. It is legal. We got 1 time out left.
Take your time. Take your time. We're not rushing. We're not rushing.
Come on. We got 1 time out to go. Let's go. They foul us. We on the free throw line. Defense. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
Now, the last thing we heard, if they foul us, we're on the free throw line, I don't think is right. The scoreboard says 5 fouls. I think it's 7 that gets you the 1-and-1, not 6.
The 7th foul.
Yeah, 7 fouls. I'm thinking if they're going to hold till the last 10 seconds or 7 seconds or whatever, if you're Clawson, you hack the guy before he gets a shot off, and they're going to have to inbound again and have to hurry something. Well, that's even.
Trying to come up with a steal,
and knocks it off.
Hits it off. Number 23, Harbert, and a big break for the Trojans, and a tough one for the Yellow Jackets. Let's take a look.
Remember, one of the last things you heard in that timeout was we got to get the ball inbounds first, and they didn't do it. Babbage, good hustle,
There
and
it
then
is, right
aware
there.
enough to knock it off his chest, and we'll have to see if they're going to hold on for the last shot. Apparently not.
Babbage takes it off. Gardner off balance.
He was.
Gooding keeps it in for the Yellow Jackets. 30 seconds left, and they've got time.
Gardner had to fire that shot up because he was falling down, and he was going to get a travel call if he didn't. The only other thing was to call a timeout. Now I think you have to hold for the last shot.
Coburn up top. Harbert.
There's still that foul to give.
Clock winding down, you see it, coming up on 10 seconds. Anderson in the paint, puts it up high, won't go. Battle for the boards, Francis comes up with it. And that'll do it. We're all tied up. At the end of regulation, we're going into overtime.
They were trying to foul Anderson on the drive and weren't able to do it. And once he got in the paint, they were smart enough not to hack him because he's going to fire up something anyway. And they lucked out.
It worked out. We'll be back with overtime action right after these messages. Stay with us.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
The TCI game of the week. We head into overtime here at Clawson. 46-46. Let's see the last shot by Anderson.
Highglasser wasn't able to go. DeMano almost got the putback, and then there was the mad scramble. And at that point, Clawson's just glad to get a hold of it. Selden did fire something up after that buzzer went off, but it wasn't close and it didn't matter. It was after the horn.
Here we go. Trojans come up with it here. Babbage, baseline, puts it up and in.
And
Babbage has quietly done a great job.
I'll tell you what, too, since we've gotten on this other guy, we got to give him some credit. Francis screened off for him and gave him the layup. If it wasn't for that little screen, he wouldn't have got that layup.
So big credit to Francis there. From the corner. And there, he's been quiet.
That's
Kevin Harbert, his first field goal. He had a free throw back in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's been responsible mainly for playing some defense, which he has created some turnovers. That's the first offense we've seen in a while.
Harbert working on Selden inside to Gardner. Gardner against the freshman Gooding. Can't get it to go. Sheminsky puts it up and he's fouled.
I think DeMano's out.
DeMano may have his fifth. Let's take a look. And that's it. That's his fifth. There it is. Right here coming up.
Comes up, gets him on the arm.
On the hand.
Didn't get a lot of arm, but enough for the call. And he played a great game for them. They wouldn't have made it to overtime without him.
Yep. 9 points on the night, but those were big 9 points.
A lot of them on offensive rebounds. Just created a presence inside.
Here's Sheminsky at the line. 15 points on the night. He hit 2 big ones at the end of the game.
I was going to say, you forgive him for that. They wouldn't.
Yeah. He got him here. Couldn't hit that one. And here he gets another shot. Gets that one. 49-48. Clawson up by 1. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Avondale. Trail by 1. Coburn in the corner. Kicks it back out to Coburn. He's got it for 3.
Inside-outside game with Gooding. Kicked it into Gooding. They had to double down on him. Once they did it, it got him the open shot.
Selden working on Harbert. Selden in the paint inside to Babbage in a foul, and it looks like it's on Coburn.
Yeah, foul on the pass-off. You should get Selden the 1-and-1. Again, the fouls carry over for the remainder of the half. You see him spin right here. Not much of a foul, but on the dish, Coburn picks up his 3rd foul. Selden gets the 1-and-1, and still Avondale's not in the bonus. Clawson hasn't committed even their 6th foul yet.
Selden gets here. All of his 3 points have come from the free throw line tonight. 2:41 left in overtime. Avondale up by 1, 51-50. Big bucket here. Tie it up.
That game we did last week took about a half hour. And you knew we were going to have to make up for that. We got overtime.
But what an exciting game it is here. 51-51. You see it? Time winding down here in overtime. Harbert works it inside to Gooding. Back to Harbert. He hit earlier. And he can't find it here, but a push from behind on Francis, and it looks like he may be going out.
Francis thought he had position. Lawrence was able to sneak under him, and Francis committed the foul.
So yeah, 3 or 4. Let's take a look.
He had 3 early in the game.
Yeah, I think that's his 4th.
That's 4. He had 3 in the first quarter. And here's his 4th. Good call.
Anderson over to Coburn for 3.
Well, that looked good.
Yeah, get it. It looked like it was going in.
That's coming right where we're sitting.
Us. Yeah, right behind that bucket from that angle. And Selden picked up the rebound. Selden, nice move in the paint. Puts it up. Can't get it to go, though. Anderson pushes it down court quickly. Good pass off. And they move it around. Gooding off the glass. Can't get it to fall.
Good dish by Lawrence.
Good passing all around. Let's take a look.
See him kick underneath. Gooding goes up strong. Foul, I believe, will be on Babbage. Not able to get it a shot to go, but does get 2 fouls at the line. And now both teams are in the bonus. So forget all about that having a free foul stuff at the end.
Yeah.
And it's Babbage's 2nd foul, so it's not a big deal. If Gardner had been called for it, I think that would have been his 4th.
Yeah. Jamel Gooding, the freshman, has rose to the occasion, played a good game. He's got 5 points, but he's done a great job in dishing and just causing a lot of trouble in there.
Yeah, and again, you look at the strength that he's got and the size. He doesn't look like a freshman. He doesn't play like a freshman. And imagine how good he's going to be in a couple of years.
Missed that one. There you see Selden. And Babbage committing his 2nd, so they're okay in that situation with the guards. Gooding comes up with 1 of 2, and it's 52-51, breaks the tie.
Gets him the lead.
Selden pushes it up, gives it off to Babbage. Francis now working in the paint. Sheminsky tried to get it off.
I don't believe that.
I can't believe he got it off to Selden either. Selden tries to force his, and it's stolen by Coburn. Sheminsky almost got it back. And a big break for the Yellow Jackets as they come up with a big
Gooding wants
steal.
the ball. He's calling for it. And now Gardner's all over him. He can't get it. Gooding really wants that in the low post.
Wilson in there. Gives it up to Coburn. Coburn. Back out to Wilson. Back to Coburn. Coburn, if they can free him up, he's the one that's going to take it. Wilson knocked away by Sheminsky.
Well, this time down, again, give the ball, get it in Gardner's hands.
Less than a minute left.
You got to go to Gardner. I'd get him in the low post. So they're going to call a timeout first and think about it.
Timeout call just as Wilson was looking to make a move. And 55.3 seconds left in the game. 52-51. And Clawson's got their work now. What do? Do you hold on to the ball, or what do you do?
No, you get the first good shot you can.
John Maloney's huddle. Let's go down to it.
Hey, you got that.
The white.
That means if on the reversal, the guy at the top, I don't want the pop-up shot except by you. No pop-up shot. You get it there, you kick it around. I want Colin and Chris in the post to have the ball.
Come on.
Now, if somebody's wide open, fine. But I want a touch by Colin and Chris. Got it? Defense. We're 1. Okay, we're going to get a basket. Sideline out of bounds. In the triangle. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. We got it.
The Trojans have it. They're down by 1. Avondale up 52-51, 55.3 seconds. And the only pop-up shot, he said, he was pointing at Babbage.
Yeah. And you talk about the triangle. The triangle offense, I don't know if you're aware, that's the Chicago Bulls offense. And one of the things you can get off that is a quick give and go from the high post. It's what they always ran with Scottie Pippen. They run it with Tony Kukoc. They might be able to get that with Gardner or Szymanski.
Let's see what they do. Gardner to Francis. Francis to Szymanski. Szymanski makes this move, and it goes!
That's not a good open shot. That's not what Maloney was talking about, but it worked.
The long arms of Szymanski were just enough to get in there and get a finger roll in there.
I think Tom Maloney's, he's glad it went in, but wow.
They're up by 1, 53-52. Here come the Yellow Jackets. They trail, and they've got the clock working for them right now. Gooding, triple team, trying to get it off to Anderson. He does.
He almost traveled when he almost came down with the ball when he jumped.
Anderson. He went inside and a foul, and it's on Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner, he got the ball with his arm, but he got him on the body. That's his 4th.
So Gardner is not out yet. He's got 4 fouls. Although the Yellow Jackets would love to see him out of there. And let's take a look. Anderson did it to end the regulation.
Yeah, he tried to draw the foul then. Yeah, here, yeah, you can't tell from there. I thought he got him on the body, though, more than on the arm.
And a timeout down on the court. Sam Woodmore wants to talk it over for the Yellow Jackets. Let's go down to Sam Woodmore.
So don't worry about it. We got 13 seconds left. We have got to play good defense. We just can't stand out and let them get to the hole. Okay? 13 seconds left. Adam, if you make it fine, if you don't, I know your time. So don't too much pressure.
Both of these are, and let me tell you what's going to do. Get the ball out of bounds. You've got to get up full court. Because if not, you're going to roll the ball and not touch the ball, and no time is going to run off. You got to get up on them and fall back. You got seconds. This is a good time for a time. Let's go.
It's our ball game. It's our ball game. We got him right by the wall, fellas. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
13.4 seconds left. 53-52. The Yellow Jackets trail by 1.
And I don't think that Adam Anderson has been to the line yet. Yeah, he has. One for 2. You know, we're going to get double overtime.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We're going to get double. We are.
Anderson, 1 for 2 earlier.
Yeah, so those of you that
back in the second quarter
tuned in at this time expecting to see Roadshow video, it will be seen immediately following the game in its entirety. Is that what we're supposed to say?
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. Okay. Because there are people that just turned it on saying, well, it's 9 o'clock, we got to watch Roadshow video.
In and out. Anderson had it in, and just a little too hard on the touch. It went in and out. It spun around.
Yeah. Now, if he makes it, obviously Clawson's going to hold for the last shot. If he misses, I'm sure Avondale knows who they want to foul and who they don't. Clawson's got to make sure they get it in the right guy's hands.
Got it. It's all tied up.
Yeah, big thing is, are they going to call a timeout, or do they already have a play set up?
They probably do.
Yeah, that's set up. The play's set up.
They get it off. Babbage with it. Drive to the hoop. No, Anderson gets the rebound and a foul.
Yeah.
Szymanski called for the foul.
What a good call. And, you know, you could see it as he was doing it. There was no reason for it.
Big break for the Yellow Jackets as they go to the line.
Now, and remember, though, this is a 1-and-1.
Yes.
Yeah, he went for the ball and got him. This is 1-and-1. If he misses the first one, it's up for grabs. Last time was a shooting call.
1-and-1. So he's got to make the front end here. Timeout. John Maloney wants a timeout. Nobody can hear him.
Well, now that the shooter has the ball, you can't call it.
He missed. Szymanski calls a timeout, and a big break for Clawson as Adam Anderson couldn't hit the front end of the 1-and-1, and we've got 1.8 seconds left for John Maloney.
How much time was on the clock before he shot the free throw? About 3?
I don't know. Let's go down to John Maloney's huddle.
Okay, listen up. You got out of bounds. fine if you throw it long, but don't get a dumb foul. Okay? You guys just kind of work, see if you can work some out. Okay?
So just throw it. Which area am I throwing?
Here, they're both on the sideline. What we're going to do is this. Chris is going to cut from here into the middle of the floor. Just throw it.
Cut another way.
In the middle? Yeah.
If I'm open,
you go deep. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Plus.
Time for John Maloney, 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, here you're hoping for some luck. That's, you know, the big thing I think that he emphasized, don't commit a foul and don't turn it over without it being touched. If you throw this inbound pass, and it is, I guess, from the sideline, if you throw it out of bounds without it ever touching anyone inbounds, then Avondale's going to inbound right there and be able to get a good shot off.
Here we go. Ball to inbound.
That's smart.
Selden, he's got it, and that'll end it.
Yeah, and the big thing there, Francis had to get rid of it. If you get a 5-second call there, Avondale inbounds from there.
Right.
Worst thing happens is what happened. You get another overtime.
You get a second overtime now, another 4-minute overtime, 53-53. We're all tied up again at the end of the first overtime. Let's go down to Sam Woodmore.
We're going into overtime. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. So, listen, I need a big game from you, fella. I need 4 more good minutes, okay? You can't quit on me now. So, hey, we all come here together. We're winning the ball game. Okay? That's the man. See? Let's get inside here, okay?
Listen. We cannot afford any cheap fouls. We're both in the bonus. That means you've got to play defense. If you don't want to play, let me know. I'll get somebody else in. But I need you to play defense.
We need you to take it too. Let's play. Don't look at nobody.
Come on, y'all. Play defense like we in practice.
That would make me play defense.
That would make you play defense. A great study.
And I don't play defense.
2 different teams, 2 different coaches. Actually, you see the assistant coach, 3 different coaches, really. But you see a great, an analysis of both teams and where they're going here in double overtime and what the coaches must do to fire up their players.
Foul trouble is huge now. There's a lot of guys out there with 4 fouls.
And they've got to be
guys.
Yeah, they've got to be exhausted out there too. These guys have been playing now, really going into their 5th quarter.
Yeah, and another thing, they haven't been able to sit any of the key guys because it's been so close for so long.
Jason Wilson, he comes up big that time, and his 2nd field goal of the game. He's got 6 points and gives the lead to the Yellow Jackets, 55-53.
Well, if you're Avondale, if the ball gets into Gardner's hands, I'd think about trying to draw a charge, try and sucker a call out of the refs. As
Foul
it is,
underneath, and it looks like it's going on Coburn.
yeah, as it is, they get his foul, and they're going to get, I think, Selden to the line, or is it Babbage?
Selden, looks like.
Yeah, Selden with the ball, takes him down low. And that's not how you draw a charge. You got to go straight backwards. You can't spin. That's his 4th.
4th foul now on Coburn. And Selden at the line. Couldn't hit there on the 1-on-1, and here come the Yellow Jackets now. They're up by 2, 55-53. Avondale leads here in the 2nd overtime. What a way to end the season here on TCI for high school basketball. Coburn makes the move in the paint, puts it up, can't go.
Well,
Babbage with a great job in there to block it.
Well, everybody from Clawson yelled for a travel on that call. And you see all their fans, their bench, their parents, everybody was up for that one. As it was, it didn't matter. He missed the shot.
Selden gives it up. Gardner underneath. Nice move. Can't get it to fall, though. Battling for it. Wilson and Selden. He gives it up to Babbage, and will slow it down again.
Yeah. And that's one of those cases, again, where there was no turnover.
Gardner for 3. No. Underneath. Francis comes up with his first 2 points. Todd Francis.
And again, what I was saying up top, when Selden got it, he got banged, but since he didn't turn it over, the ref let it go. If he would have traveled or anything, they would have called that foul. As it is, no harm, no foul. And Francis comes up with the big play there.
All tied up, 55-55. Coburn for 3, wouldn't go. Babbage, strong rebound. Babbage is getting poked down under there, and he just waited for them to ease up on it.
Yeah, Babbage, he's got to be up around 8, 9, maybe 10 rebounds tonight, too.
Look at this. Selden right to the hole. Can't go.
Went up left.
Rebound, Gooding. Gooding goes down with it. Gardner is fouled.
Well, now I would think Gooding maybe he did let go of the ball. It should be a travel if he falls, but he might have let go, avoiding the call, and that allowed Gardner to pick it up, and then he got hammered going back up. Let's take a look at the replay. We'll be able to see as Selden misses the lefty runner. Then there's the mad scramble underneath.
Gooding a rebound. He hits the ground.
Yeah, that's no travel. That's just a good play. And there's the hammer from behind, and that's the 4th foul on Wilson.
Jason Wilson called for the foul, his 4th at the line. Gardner, he hits. Gardner's been good from the line, too. He's hit his last 4.
Well, that helps also in that that's a shooting call. It's not that pressure of the 1-and-1 where you need to make it to get the second shot. The first one's a little easier. This one probably a little more pressure on him, but he makes it.
8 of 11 from the line for Gardner tonight. That helps. They're up 57-55 over Avondale. Avondale coming back now. The Yellow Jackets trying to tie it up again. Or take the lead on a Coburn three-pointer. Look at this. Selden with a steal. Selden going in. Puts it in. Jerry Selden picks up his first field goal. He's got 4 points before that, and all from the free throw line. That was his first field goal, and a big bucket for Clawson as they go up by 4. Yeah, 59-55.
Well,
and a timeout down on the court.
You know, and Avondale's got to decide if they want to go for a three-pointer or if they're going to try and get the possession, get the quick shot, and then turn around. Their coaches aren't even in the huddle yet. They're still talking to ref. Now I think the assistant's down there.
Yeah, Tony Bradley was upset. He almost got a technical call. Let's go down to Tony Bradley.
Okay, fellas, keep it wide. Jamel, Tim, Adam, I need movement on the block. You understand what I'm saying? I want it inside first. Give me an inside look first. Inside. If it's not there, come out. If it's not there, go back in. That's all I want. Nothing else. Don't be heroic here, fellas. We're a team. That's the way we gotta play. Bring it in. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
That's why Sam Woodmore has Tony Bradley in there to fire up his team, and they need it right now. They're down by 4, 1:22 and time running out on them. Sam Woodmore being a peacemaker over the referees and trying to smooth things over.
Well, you got to wonder who are they going to go inside to. Logic says you go to Gooding, but he is a freshman.
Anderson has it. Anderson gives it up to Wilson. Coburn, he hasn't had much of a chance to get a good shot off lately as the Trojans have been all over him. Here's Gooding inside, and he is fouled from both sides, this time from Francis, and that is his 5th.
Yeah, it could be Francis or Sheminsky. Yeah, they call that Sheminsky from behind. That's what I thought.
He was walking right at Francis when he called it, so they could have called it either way, and they keep Francis in there. Break for the Clawson Trojans now.
Yeah, Sheminsky's on him.
Yeah,
and they both hit him, but I think it's the right call.
Yeah, over the top. Jamel Gooding, the pressure on the young freshman, and he comes through.
So you watch his moves inside. A little bit, especially for freshmen, their advanced moves. It looks a lot like the way Glenn Robinson played, more so in college than he is right now in the pros, but he's good at getting it inside and having that quick first step and getting the shots to go. And doing a real good job at the line tonight, too.
And he is. 4 of 6 from the line. So Jamel Gooding comes through and makes it a 2-point game again. Babbage guarded closely by Coburn. Gardner inside to Sheminsky. Sheminsky.
Did he call timeout?
Yep, there's Traveler.
Yeah.
He fell with the ball, and we've seen that a couple of times tonight, and the traveling call coming up. Now a chance for Avondale, and you see Sam Woodmore and Tony Bradley as they were
they're going to do the same thing. They're going to go down low to Gooding, I think. They're going to spread around, try and get a few touches, but I think they're going to hit him in the low post.
Clock winding down. 35 seconds and counting.
Sheminsky's all over him. Sheminsky's only got 3 fouls.
Inside. Gooding off balance. Oh, my. What a shot by the young freshman to tie it up.
And Clawson's going to hold this. We're going to have triple overtime if they don't make a shot here because Avondale's not getting the ball back.
59-59, 10 seconds and counting. Babbage, guarded closely by Coburn. They're collapsing on him. Gardner gives it up to Sheminsky, wide open.
Now, I don't know
if that. I think that's not over.
No,
they're going to put time on the
timeout.
clock. They called timeout with about 2 seconds left.
They're going to get time back on the clock as the timeout was called. The clock should have stopped.
It's they're going to put 2 seconds on.
2 seconds left, and the Yellow Jackets have 2 seconds to do something with it to go all the way down the court.
Great
it down.
look-off by Gardner.
Great play by Gardner to free up Szymanski and go down for the 2 to make it 61-59 right now. Let's go down to the huddle. Shot here for Clawson, a big one.
Gardner draws the double team to him. That frees up Szymanski. There's nothing you can do there. That is a tough finger roll to make. There's no way you're going to commit a foul in that situation. And give him credit, that's not an easy finger roll. That's a 7 or 8 foot without the glass.
Here, let's see what Avondale can do. Time running out. Anderson, desperation. It's over. Clawson wins it in double overtime.
Wow.
What a game to round out the 95 season. As the Clawson Trojans come up big, 61-59 in double overtime to defeat the Avondale Yellow Jackets. And what a contest these two teams put on tonight.
Oh, yeah, I mean, double overtime, and it remains only a 2-point spread. This is about an even game as you're going to get.
The final score, 61-59 here at Clawson. We'll be back to wrap it up from Clawson High School right after these messages as we see the two coaches. And a great effort by both teams. John Maloney walks off a victor. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Where are Pat and Brad going to be this month? You'll find out on the next edition of Roadshow Video. Each month, Pat and Brad take you to a new and interesting location. Check out what Southeast Michigan has to offer and watch some of the best hit videos on television. That's Roadshow Video, coming up next on TCI 63.
The final score here at Clawson High School in 2 overtimes, 61-59. And Joe Abramson down on the court. He's got 3 of the big stars for the Trojans. Joe?
Probably the 3 main men for the game today, Dave. And in our last game, probably our best game. First of all, talk to the guy who hit the free throws to put it into overtime and then hits the finger roll to win the game, Colin Szymanski. You just want to hit all the big shots today?
I don't know. It's just they passed me the ball, and I just did my best. And if shots fell for me today, not in the first half, but in overtime, I guess, just an overtime player, not a first half player, and everything just fell for me.
What happened on the last shot with the finger roll? That was about an 8-foot finger roll, and it looked like they thought about fouling you. That's not an easy shot with no backboard to use.
I don't know. I think it was all luck. It just went in, and we won. That's all I can say. It was just luck.
Well, he's honest, luck. That's good of you to admit. Pete Babich just seemed like, you're not the tallest guy out there. You got a ton of rebounds today, and you're making a lot of good shots, and good even here in the huddles, the coach wanting you to get touches on the ball and the big possessions. Is that something you guys always do, is make sure you have the ball?
Well, mainly all 3 of us. We're all good scorers on the team, and when whoever's hot is going to get the ball and they're going to score, and I'm just looking to help out and get them the ball or drive and make something happen.
Was there anything that Avondale did that maybe surprised you, or especially like with a freshman that they had coming in there making a lot of big plays at the end? Was that something that you guys were a little concerned about?
Not really. We'd seen him before the first time we played, and he was pretty good, but we were rebounding well. We were getting everybody out of there, and just for a couple bad plays that kept them in the game. Otherwise, I think we'd have handled them a little bit better.
All right, lastly, Chris Gardner, you were kind of dominating early, and you're getting all kinds of rebounds, making a lot of plays happen, hitting a couple of threes and everything. What happened, especially though on that last play? You had the open shot, and you drew the double team, and you were able to see your teammate and kick it to him. Was that something that was planned in the timeout before the miss, or is that something you just saw?
I was supposed to shoot it, but I just saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I dished it to him. I knew it was in right, and he caught it, so it was a confidence thing, I guess.
And we noticed early, at one point in the third quarter, when Coburn started hitting the threes, you guys seemed to come down for a while, got into a three-point contest with him, and that wasn't working too good, and then you adjusted your defense and shut him down. Did Coach kind of get on you about that, though?
Yeah. Sometimes I come down and I see someone else shoot a three, so I pull up and shoot a three, but when we reverse the ball, there's really not too many teams who can beat us, so.
So now you guys just already get into the playoffs and, well, hopefully, first of all, clinch the tie for the league title and then get into the playoffs?
Then we're ready. Yeah.
Anybody that anyone you're looking to play in the playoffs, you like looking ahead maybe to Country Day or any of that, or you just want to get by the...
We just want to win districts first. Win championship, win districts, and go from there, so.
All right, well, there you have it. These are the three guys that really carried them to the victory, and so far have carried them to most likely at least a share of the MOAC title, and who knows, maybe with an upset here or there, and if they can take care of their last game, maybe an outright title. But Chris Gardner and Pete Babich and Colin Sheminsky were the main men tonight for the Clawson Trojans. Now I'll send it back over to Dave.
All right, thanks, Joe, and congratulations to Clawson. Best of luck the rest of the way. Let's take a look at the final shot in double overtime to win it for Clawson. And actually, that was an earlier shot. That was not the final shot, but one of many for Mr. Sheminsky, one of the key players. 61-59, the final. We'll be back to wrap it up right after these messages.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
The final score, 61-59 here at Clawson High School in double overtime as the Clawson Trojans defeat the Avondale Yellow Jackets in a close one. Let's take a look at the final stats for you. Avondale 39% over Clawson's 31% in field goal percentage. Free throw percentage goes to Avondale as well, but the majority of the free throws going to Clawson, 22 of 42. And then turnovers, 15-9, and rebounds going to Clawson, the edge there.
Well, the physicalness of Clawson, again, getting to the line because they play inside and able to get the rebounds. That's how they were able to finally pull this game out and offset the outside shooting of Avondale.
Our scoring leaders, Coburn with 5 3-pointers, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Gooding, the freshman in there, doing a great job, 10 points, 4 rebounds, but just creating a lot of things for the Avondale Yellow Jackets. On the other side, Gardner, 22 points, 9 rebounds, and Sheminsky with 20.6 rebounds. Gardner doing a great job dishing it off at the last second there to give Sheminsky the final.
Well, as we heard him say, the play was set for him. He hit it to Sheminsky instead, and he got the finger roll, hits the winning points, and also hit the points that put it into the first overtime.
And coming up in April, it's the 4th annual Oakland County Slam Dunk and 3-point shootout from Troy High School, and hope you can join us then. We'll be taping that on March 31st, so look for it in April in your cable guide so that we can bring that one to you. Always a great show with the great talent around the Oakland County area.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun. Probably see some of the, you never know, maybe some future star players, maybe some future NBA players, depending on who shows up from Country Day.
And as far as the regular season goes, hope you enjoyed it. The 94-95 season here on TCI Sports. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in April with some 3-point and slam dunk contests. Thanks for joining us all season long. For Joe Abramson, I'm Dave Zorin, and our hardworking TCI staff, thanks for tuning in.